Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's May 13th, 2023, and it's time for That Dad Guy Answers. This is the series of videos that take place on Saturday where you ask me a question and I give you an answer. And how that works is you leave your question in the comments of this video, and then next Saturday I'll answer the questions for you. The other thing that we have going on with these Saturday videos is every first Saturday of the month, I ask you a question, which gives you a chance to send me your response back on a postcard to my address, which is in the description of the video. And then the following first Saturday of the month, I read them all out to see what everybody's responses are. And then I give you a new question. So I will give you that question at the end of this video again for the month of May. Last week, I had the opportunity of doing a video with my parents. The question was related to your favorite memory of your parents. And so it was nice to be able to do it with them. I think they had a bit of fun with it too. Mom was a little apprehensive at first, but they both came across pretty well. And I like having those memories too on video that I can see them anytime I want to. So let's get to today's questions. The first one comes from Amber in Missouri in the United States, and she says, "You may have mentioned in the past, but where is your dad from? His accent is so different from you and your mother's." So yeah, it is a little different because he's from England. He was born in Chelsea and was raised in London, at least until the war started. So at the age of 6, World War II broke out. And shortly after that, when the Germans were bombing London, all the children were evacuated out. So he was one of those children. And he and his siblings went to live in the Wortham Horsham area with his grandparents for a part of the war. His father worked for Barclays Bank. And so he stayed in London with the bank to do some security. He was secretary, so he had to work there and then commute back and forth when he was able to. So that's where his accent comes from. He left England in the early 50s to immigrate here to Canada. And my mother was at that point in time living in Truro, Nova Scotia. She was originally she was born in Red Deer, Alberta. No, she wasn't. She was born in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. I'm not sure where Red Deer, Alberta came from, but she was born in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. But at a very early age, her family moved to Nova Scotia. So if she has any sort of Canadian accent, it is from Nova Scotia. And Dad has a mixture of his English accent and his Canadian accent. He always got while he was living here, people would ask him where he was from, and because he doesn't sound Canadian. So yeah, he's originally from England, but when he would go back to see his family in England, they say he sounded like a colonist. So he kind of became a displaced person with his accent because it amalgamated with where he was from originally to where he is now. So yeah, he has a good accent. I don't hear it being around him all the time. And even other members of the family, if you get used to someone, the way they speak, that's just the way they speak, so you don't hear it. So it's funny when someone makes mention of it and says, "Oh, your dad has a nice accent," or "Where's your father from?" He's just dad. He's just my father. So it's nice to hear that. So, but yeah, originally he was born in Chelsea, England. All right, hopefully that answers your question, Amber. The next question, and maybe the last question I have. So you guys have to get better at putting questions if you want me to answer them next week. The next one comes from Sam, also in the United States. And she says, "I've noticed that a lot of my postcards from within the United States and Canada don't have a stamp cancellation. Thoughts on why this may be?" Now, originally I saw this comment and I gave an answer right away. So I had to delete that, realizing that this question was part of my question and answer series. So if you did get an answer, Sam, or read the answer, I'll give it again. But my thoughts on it are, depending on where you mail your letter, if you take it to a counter where a person might be hand canceling it, they may forget to hand cancel it. If you're putting in it just an outgoing mailbox and it's going through a sortation system, then it's most likely going to be going through one of the machine lines that cancels them automatically. And you could have cards that stick together, or envelopes that don't separate properly, and sometimes they get missed in the initial cancellation, and then when they separate later on to their future destination. They don't get hit from there on in. Now, that's where you kind of run into people that come along and pen cancel, because if it gets to another stage and it's been missed, sometimes the person has a pen in their pocket at the postal system and they just draw a line through them or a scribble through them, trying to do it quickly to try to get everything canceled. Because people, post office really doesn't want you to steam off the stamps at the other end if they haven't been canceled and tape them or glue them and try to reuse them again. That's why they're getting into barcode stamps now. Once the barcode has been scanned, the post office will know that it's been used. So you're almost kind of getting a redundancy with barcodes, that if they get canceled and they get scanned, so they've been canceled twice. So maybe in the future we're going to see doing away with cancellations. I don't know, it's just a thought that's popped into my head, that if a stamp gets canceled just by scanning the barcode, then maybe they won't need to put cancellation marks across them anymore. So that'll be an interesting thought. What are your thoughts on that one? If that is true and to the case. Now, a lot of countries are not going to have barcodes. It's going to take a while for everyone to go on board with that. You're starting to see them in England. You've seen them in Germany now for a while. They haven't gotten here to North America yet. So it may be a while before you see barcodes on every country. So until then, you're going to need to have stamps continuing to get canceled. Now, if you do get stamps, like, and I have, that reach you and they haven't been canceled, but yeah, they've probably just been skipped along the way. Either missed by the machine, missed by the initial person that was canceling, supposed to counter cancel them, or one of those pen people. Now, I don't want my stamps pen canceled, so I understand why they do it. I'd rather not see that. And I really don't mind if they show up and they've not been canceled at all. Unless it's a specific cancellation stamp you're looking for, you get to see the stamp perfectly. Especially on a postcard where I'm not planning on taking the stamp off. It's nice to see it in its natural form without any ink marks across it. So I'll take it. If it arrives uncancelled, it's a bonus for me. I know other people are looking and they want to have that beautiful cancellation on there. But not all of them are beautiful. Some of them just say Moncton, New Brunswick, Tunk, and then that's it. Or Rochester, New York, or wherever it's coming from. So that's my 2 cents. Whether it adds up to 2 cents, I don't know. But just my thought on why some things are getting canceled and some aren't. And whether there's an importance to cancellation at all. All right, that is all I have for questions. It's going to be a quick one. So let me review the question that I have for you for the month of May. I say it's question number 4. Even though it's the 5th month of the year, I didn't start the program of asking you questions on the first Saturday in January. This type of video series wasn't suggested to me until later in January, and I really like the way it's going. So make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, especially comment on these Saturday videos. I need to have those questions so I can continue to answer for you. Yeah, whatever questions you want. They don't have to be about stamps and postcards and Lego, and as you can see, we had a question about my father in this one here. So as long as it's not too personal, I'm pretty open to answering them. All right, so the question for May, or question number 4, so you're going to do a 4 on your postcard when you respond to it, so I know which one it goes to, is what is your favorite game to play and why? Could be a board game, a card game, a video game. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of curious to see what people are out there playing. I know I have a wide range of people that watch. So you're going to have people that love playing cards, maybe canasta people or poker players. You may have younger people that are more in tune to being on the Xbox and playing video games, or the PlayStation 5 or whatever it is. So yeah, I want to hear about the different types of games that are out there that you guys are playing and why you play them. What's exciting about them? Is it a mystery game, a board game, a whodunit? Maybe it's a card game that you've been playing since childhood, since you ever learned to fan out the cards in your hand. Who knows what it is? I'm curious. So that is what the question is for May. So you can find my address to mail it to in the description of the video. Just put it on a postcard. The postcard doesn't even have to represent the game you're talking about. It's just an easy way to get it here. And who doesn't enjoy getting a postcard every once in a while? And I take those postcards and I put them in this binder. So I put the question, and then I put all the postcards that respond to that question as they follow up to it in here. So I will do the same thing with this purple card that has May's question on it. And that's the way it works. So hopefully you're enjoying it. I know I've had good participation in these monthly questions, and we're on part 66. 66 weeks of Saturday questions is pretty impressive. I'm hoping we get to 100. We're going to keep going as long as I keep getting questions. So leave your questions in the comments, and we'll answer them next week. Have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.